Still looking at me.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing tonight? Mr. Avenger here, and welcome back into another reaction video at your service. Interesting how morning went, and busy as usual, but it started from a little of a sprinkle shower, and then the next 20 minutes later, it started to full-blown snowing out of nowhere, and I was like, oh my God, are you serious? And it was almost that first ever that there would be snow in the middle of October, and then the next couple of minutes, it started to revert it back to rain, and then it started to sleet. And I was concerned about the conditions of the roads but it did last about an hour and a half or so. But things started to get a little bit more calm, and that it died out, and it was just a fast one too. But I did make it home safely, and of course I need to be in the bed because because it's still cold, and it's no wonder why it was that chilly. I did hear that WB is in the works of Man of Steel 2, so I guess that means that Batman versus Superman is more of as a continuation afterwards of the first movie. Okay, no offense, but they need to work on the timelines, because this is it's kind of a confusion, and especially to all the Superman fans out there. I just don't understand why out of nowhere that they're actually going to be doing the actual sequel to the first movie. Yeah, they need to work on that. I am looking forward to see, all the details of the Aquaman sequel, because I still have the first movie in my possession, and now that Amanda Heard is no longer in it, so thank God for that. So I guess the question is are they going to find a replacement, or just leave Mira as an absent? I don't know. But speaking of Aquaman, the latest episode of DeathBattle did came out yesterday, which I didn't get a chance to watch it, but I am going to do it right now. And it's Aquaman of Superfriends of the late 70s, the show that I used to watch when it was aired on Cartoon Network. That was years ago when I was young, versus... Okay, that it may be a little perfect there, but it's SpongeBob SquarePants. Yeah, it's actually gonna happen. It's cartoon versus cartoon, and knowing for that, anything goes in the cartoon world, and especially to SpongeBob. I mean, he's the biggest icon of Nickelodeon, and I know there are a lot of people in the world still watches the show, maybe EBF, but I've watched a little bit of it, and mostly in the bits and pieces of the movies. Well, the first movie I did see. I don't have Paramount Plus, so that's unfortunate. I mean, that's one of the reasons, because of Halo. But aside from that, so I guess the question is that who's gonna walk out of there alive, and that I can guarantee that there won't be a good happy ending when one of the two is gonna die. So let's begin, and let's take a look at this, and time to react.
SpongeBob SquarePants, Nickelodeon's #1 nautical nincompoop.
Aquaman, the classic third wheel of the Superfriends.
Third
Classic
wheel.
means ocean. I looked it up.
The infinite ink-black depths of the seven seas are home to any number of terrifying, awe-inspiring creatures.
They're also home to these two losers. Though when it comes to cartoon characters, there's always more hidden beneath the waves. That's right, we're prioritizing the cartoons for maximum Toon Force shenanigans.
Okay.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle.
No way.
The year was 1946. The former allies of World War II were engaged in a Cold War between capitalist West and communist East.
The United States changed history forever with the introduction of the atomic bomb, a weapon of unparalleled nuclear devastation.
One of their most popular test spots, the site of 23 separate detonations over the course of 12 years for a total fission yield of 42.2 megatons, was Bikini Atoll in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
The results were ecological devastation, and perhaps something more. Deep beneath the atoll, the fauna began to change. They evolved, becoming sentient, forming language, technology, and society. This Bikini Bottom
Okay.
a monarchy under the god King Neptune. It developed a free market economy and a thriving artistic culture.
Even the simplest underwater creatures became capable of complex thought, including the very first multicellular organism to be categorized as part of the animal kingdom, the sea sponge.
And one sponge in particular, the greatest among them, lives in a pineapple under the sea.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, I wanted to sing the song.
I don't know about
Don't even do
greatest.
it.
SpongeBob may headline one of the most popular children's cartoons of all
He's
time, but he's a
36?
total dork. He's a painfully naive
Robert
man-child whose only
SquarePants.
ambition in life is to continue
Oh,
his minimum
yeah.
wage job as a fry cook.
But
at
they
the
call
Krusty
him
Krab.
Bob.
Really sounding like a Squidward there, Wiz. And no one wants to be a
SpongeBob.
Squidward. Sponge Robert might not have the flashiest life, but he's happy. And that's what matters, ain't it?
Not in
I
DeathBattle,
mean,
it doesn't.
yeah, power of
SpongeBob
the
is
positivity.
routinely physically incapable of
New
even the
day.
most basic tasks. Almost like anti-Toon Force. He's the biggest wimp in town, like the time he failed to lift a glass of lemonade, or the time a school bully gave him diarrhea, or the time he effortlessly rotated the entire planet. Huh.
Oh, we're in for some shit now, aren't we?
Yep.
Despite being a real sea creature, SpongeBob is more like a kitchen sponge. Absorbent and yellow and porous is he, after all. He can stretch and shapeshift his body any way he likes, duplicate himself through asexual reproduction, and absorb immense amounts of liquid. Wouldn't he always be full, though?
From an entire lagoon to, oh god, enough water to
Yeah.
replace the moon?
Oh, and for some reason he has an insane healing factor. He survived being torn in half, vaporized, having his soul
physiology.
removed from his body, and
Flight,
literally being
teleportation,
unraveled out of
imagination,
existence.
fourth
Okay,
wall
I think
interaction,
we can just end the
goofy-
rundown here.
No.
Yeah.
I need to see how deep this rabbit hole goes.
You're a goofy
Perhaps his most
goober.
mind-bending ability is his control over bubbles. No, stay with me. This is unbelievable.
Yes.
Like a soapy Green Lantern ring, his bubbles can become anything he wishes, from guided cruise missiles to sentient life and entire bubble societies. That's a pretty similar effect to his magic pencil, which can draw anything he wants into
What is
existence
Boomstick
and erase
doing?
it from reality just as easily. The pencil was so powerful, SpongeBob sent it back to the surface where it belonged. But in later seasons, he still just has it for some reason.
And finished. I call him Doodle Whiz. Whiz, he's just like you, but I made him with a pencil.
What the hell?
I'm calling the police.
Even the mundane becomes godlike in SpongeBob's yellow hands, like his reef blower, which hoovered up the entirety of Earth's oceans in seconds and then exploded on top of SpongeBob all at once.
It's estimated the entire mass of Earth's oceans is about 1.5 quintillion tons. Considering all the water refilled the planet in about 1 second, that'd be a kinetic energy of over 6,000 yotatons.
That's enough
Yoda
energy to
to-
nuke
wow.
Jupiter 13 times over. And SpongeBob was completely unharmed.
His hydrodynamic spatula isn't just an impromptu bladed weapon, it's also his primary instrument to create the greatest foodstuff Bikini Bottom has seen, the Krabby Patty.
A burger so
And he
delicious,
does
it's
make a good
basically magic.
burgers.
Not only is it totally addictive, SpongeBob was romantically attracted to one. It can nullify mind control, heal wounds, and even detonate.
SpongeBob has survived nukes point blank, hugged his best friend Patrick so hard their DNA fused, can ride on the scene transitions, and once cried so hard he flooded Bikini Bottom, even though it's already underwater. Shit, he once grabbed a hold of this mysterious string and unraveled the entire universe. He literally undid the fabric of reality in seconds. What the f***?
What was that you were saying about
Exactly
anti-Toon
what
Force?
was I
I'm
say?
sorry. I'm not sure I've ever misjudged a character as severely as SpongeBob SquarePants.
Nice character arc there, Wiz. Unfortunately for Roberto, the rest of the town only saw the goofy goober on the outside. It took more than one adventure to prove himself to be a real hero. You think he ever banged that squirrel?
He's crushed Plankton's plans, he's won the Battle of Bikini Bottom against an army of killer robots, and even teamed up with fellow Nickelodeon stars Timmy Turner, Jimmy Neutron, and Danny Phantom to save the Nicktoons multiverse.
His biggest weakness is that he's a giant, suicidally naive idiot.
And depending on the humidity of the atmosphere around him, being out of the water can dehydrate and permanently incapacitate him.
Oh, also seasonal rot. Those first 3 seasons are pure gold, but after that, oh boy. There's this one episode called Squid Baby where Squidward gets brain damaged into a giant baby and shits himself on screen.
What are you talking about?
Oh, right. Trials and tribulations and Hasselhoffs aside, it wasn't until SpongeBob
that actually happened in the
himself
movie.
for who he was that he was rewarded with the greatest boon of all. Middle management!
So if nautical nonsense be something you wish, then pray to your yellow porous god for mercy, because his whimsical laughter is the last thing you'll ever hear.
Oh my god.
Aquaman, King of the Seven Seas.
We've covered Arthur Curry on the show before, and he's actually secretly awesome.
That's right, Boomstick. But the version we're dealing with today is from the bargain bin cartoons from the 60s and 70s.
Now, you might assume
60s
that
and
means
70s,
this
my bad.
Aquaman is a total loser, but really, have you watched all those cartoons?
Remember, this is from the era when Superman was sneezing solar systems apart, so get ready.
Art's origin is basically the same as the Silver Age comics. Tom Curry was a humble lighthouse
is
keeper who decided one day
byproduct
to
of human
book a
fish intercourse.
That he procreated with Atlanta, an Atlantean from the underwater city of Poseidonus, and from their union, Arthur Curry was born with magnificent aquatic abilities.
And he's the king of Atlantis, too!
Oh, wait, no, it says here that was introduced in the comics later. Here he's just some guy with magnificent aquatic abilities and a giant mutant seahorse that neighs just like a land horse.
This Aquaman comes from a time when everybody who's anybody had their own secret cave with assorted gadgets. He's got an underwater jet ski, a net, octopus ink,
he does
a
have
water
a jet
pistol,
ski,
and
which...
a portable heat ray to blast right through solid ice. Not
What?
exactly
I don't think
mind-blowing,
don't
but,
remember
you know, I'm
any
sure
of
we're
that
ramping
in the
up.
episode.
We sure are. Aquaman's hybrid human Atlantean biology grants him superhuman strength and the ability to breathe underwater indefinitely and withstand the crushing depths of the ocean
Playing
floor.
golf.
The pressure at the bottom of the Mariana Trench is 16,000 pounds per square inch. That's like being stepped on by 100 elephants. Which is a lot, I guess.
Aquaman is also an incredible swimmer, able to travel from Florida to Maine in under an hour. That's almost twice the speed of sound. He can create water balls and whirlpools out of thin water.
I do recall seeing
water-based
them. That was
attacks
on
are
the
completely
showing the
ineffective against
previews
him.
of
And
on the
course,
slides.
You can't forget his aquatic telepathy.
He can talk to fish, and he can even control people's minds and give them seizures, right?
Oh, actually, that second part is also just from the comics. Cartoon Aquaman can talk to fish, which is awesome. His telepathy can reach several miles, summon hundreds of sea creatures at once, and works on anything from microscopic organisms to alien life. As long as it's aquatic alien life, of course.
But he can still mind control them, right?
Kind of. He can free them from mind control and even influence their emotional state to some degree, but besides that, there have been times when sea creatures have just ignored his commands outright.
Wiz, I'm gonna be straight with you. You haven't said anything remotely mind-blowing yet. Does this Aquaman actually suck?
Hold your seahorses. Aquaman's exploits were so world-renowned, he banded together with Earth's mightiest heroes to form a team capable of defending the planet, nay, the universe, from any threat. The Superfriends.
The Superfriends? They're like the dime store knockoff version of the Justice League.
What? No. You've got heavy hitters like Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman.
Keep going.
Flash, Green Lantern.
Uh-huh.
Apache Chief.
I remember.
Samurai, Black Vulcan, the Wonder Twins, and their pet monkey Gleek.
Wiz, stop. You're embarrassing yourself.
No, wait. His best direct strength feat was when he, moved some trash.
What?
About 50 metric tons of it.
The jokes write themselves, huh? Fun fact, Aquaman once enrolled in an American college under the name Mr. Waterman. So we're working with a pretty hefty IQ here, huh?
Okay, so he's lame, inarguably completely lame. I was convinced I'd find some crazy, insane Popeye punching it somewhere, but no, he sucks. He actually sucks. His best feat is literally garbage.
I'll take over from here, Wiz. Aquaman is a bit of a joke, sure, but he's not completely useless. He's dodged laser beams, defeated a living Titanic by luring it into an iceberg, seriously, and beaten this water elemental Undyne, who looks like a gorilla for some reason, by summoning seagulls to pelt her with clamshells. He once even outswam this Kryptonian pterodactyl monster, Rokan, who flew from the edge of the galaxy to Earth in about 15 seconds.
Wait, really? Okay, now we're talking. That'd be over 55
Poor
billion
Wiz.
times the speed of light, and Aquaman swimming clearly outmatched that. It doesn't matter if it looks lame.
You get one, buddy.
And hey, he could probably kick your ass, person that's watching at home, so that's something.
Well, not if he's on dry land. If he's out of the water for even 1 hour, he dies. Never mind, person watching at home. Hide for a bit, grab some lunch, and then stomp on his corpse.
But is raw power really what makes someone a hero? Or is it the drive to help others, to be of service, to sacrifice? That's what a hero is to me, and I'd say Aquaman's got as much of that as there are drops of water in the ocean.
He's about to die.
Yeah. The combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibility. One possibility.
It's time for
One
Aquaman
possibility.
funeral!
Oh my god.
Mermaid Man! Wait a second, you're not Mermaid Man.
The name's Aquaman.
And the funny thing about that,
Evildoer?
Merman is the parody of Aquaman.
I saved this city!
You sure about that?
There's only one real hero here, Fiend. And he's a super friend!
Oh, good God.
You see, sir, I'm a sea sponge, phylum porifera, and you can't just... How about a little karate, Waterman?
He is an expert.
It's Aquaman!
Sterilized.
Of course, he's a sea creature. And as the king of the seas,
technically,
he's mine
no.
to command. I wasn't just reaching out to you, Sponge. Let him have it, chums!
Whoever says chum in 2022?
Great Neptune!
Get a load of this, Seaman!
Damn it, it's up!
Oh, good God.
Need water. Powers fading. Is there nothing I could
His
do?
entire skin tone is fading.
I see it now. A multiverse of Aquaman.
Yep.
And out of all
Flashes
of them,
before his eyes.
I'm the lamest fucking one!
Sadly,
I'm
yes.
a ripoff. A joke. I'm no superhero.
People used to say the same kind of things about me. Goofball, wingnut, knucklehead McSpazatron.
Did he just say
Every
wingnut?
day, I get back up and say 2 words.
Oh, he just picked up the trident.
Ready.
Oh boy,
The best hero
the
win.
number 2 pencil. What did he just?
What?
What did you say? The other side of the.
side of the universe.
I'll prove it to you. I'll be a real superhero.
What? Oh my God!
cry, Sponge. Let's be super.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's nice.
KO! What is it with ridiculously OP nautical-themed cartoon characters on this show, Wiz?
This was
I don't
an
know.
incredibly close fight. Gotcha! Obviously, Aquaman didn't have a snowball's chance in hell in defeating this little spongy bastich.
Where do we even start? With his bubbles
he
and
said the
magic
word
pencils,
bastich.
SpongeBob could basically
Lobo.
do anything he wanted. There was no way Aquaman wouldn't get totally overwhelmed, especially with his much more limited arsenal. I can't think of a more lopsided matchup than someone whose main attack is throwing water against a sentient sea sponge.
Aquaman's only potential option was his telepathy, but as we've covered, it's far less powerful than his comic counterpart. There's no reason to believe SpongeBob wouldn't just ignore Arthur's commands.
Even if it was straight up mind control, SpongeBob's Krabby Patties straight up cancel mind control.
See?
And really, nothing Aquaman had could overcome Bob's utterly broken regeneration.
The little yellow dude has survived being completely disintegrated into dust and even erased from reality. All Aquaman can do is punch kind of hard, and even that's basically useless against Bob's squishy body.
Maybe Aquaman could have found a way to dehydrate SpongeBob enough to keep him permanently incapacitated, like when he and Patrick were trapped in Shell City.
But that would require the fight to take place out of the water, which messes Aquaman up way harder than it does SpongeBob. And it also require the fight doesn't instantly end up with SpongeBob karate chopping Aquaman at 10 shit zillion times the speed of light, splattering his atoms against Saturn. Cause, yeah, remember when SpongeBob unraveled the universe?
Yeah.
Considering the...
No, I'm sorry, I need to do this one. This is
Okay,
fucking
yeah.
insane. Compared to SpongeBob's size, the string's width is about 192 micrometers. We can use that to find the volume of, say, 1 meter of string, and compare
What?
that to the volume of the entire observable universe. Considering it took SpongeBob about 5 seconds, he would have had to be pulling at 8.2 times 10 to the 78th power times faster than light.
That's as many times faster
the
than light
fuck?
as there are atoms in the universe.
This is the fastest calculable speed feat in our show's history. And it belongs to SpongeBob SquarePants!
But do you think he could take on comic book Aquaman?
Have you been listening to anything I've been saying?
Good point. Because let's not forget,
Of course I didn't forget!
that string feat also destroyed the entire
he-
universe.
oh.
And stuff like that is actually
He already
consistent.
explained
SpongeBob
it.
is literally aware of the fourth wall and has rewritten the plot of his own story as he's living it. Screw the pencil or the bubbles, he can just will whatever he wants into existence from his imagination. He's a god, a yellow, spongy god of death.
And that's why he beats Goku.
Oh,
These
oh
guys
no,
finally
no,
got to
no,
be a real
no,
hero.
no.
At the end of the day,
no,
that's what matters.
no.
Yeah, sure, whatever, pal. He's dead. Too bad for the King of the Seas. That sure was one sweet victory.
The winner
Okay,
is
that's
SpongeBob
not too bad.
SquarePants, our god.
Oh, yes. Yeet demon. Okay. Well, looks like Boomstick and Wiz called it. And let's be fair, there was no chance in hell that Aquaman could beat SpongeBob SquarePants. I hate to say it, and I'm being fair because he is the lamest incarnation of all that represents of the DC comics and the DC universe. I mean, well, what would happen if they actually did bring the comic version of it? There are some chances that he could win, but then again, this is Bob we're talking about. The equivalent of all the things that anything goes in his own universe. Especially that one feat that he just pulled one thread of the entire universe in 5 seconds. I mean, How bizarre in the most fastest rate that's ever done. And the fact is that he has the fourth wall awareness. He knows that he's in a cartoon world. He knows that he could be in his own comics. He is it's the equivalent of a god level. I hate to say it, but I clearly underestimated SpongeBob. I just didn't think he was that OP. He's completely broken. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So next time it's Jason versus Michael Myers. Oh boy. If anybody haven't played Terradome, then we're gonna get the actual of the nitty gritty of the in DeathBattle. So that it won't start until the 30th. So absolutely. So if you enjoy the fight, leave a likes and also leave the comments down below, and I'll catch y'all in the next video. So take care, guys, and peace.